Hey guys, this is Grace and welcome to my channel and welcome to video and layout number 5 in my all girl series. This is my scrapbook mini series in my YouTube channel in the month of May. If you are new to my channel or this is the first time that you have seen any videos from me, basically I try to create a mini series maybe at least once a month, maybe I think it's coming out to about once a month, where I do 5 videos back to back, or yeah, pretty much. And it's for a specific theme. So this month it is all girls, just because I had always wanted to create pages that are kind of focused on that. And then hopefully next month, cross our fingers that I'll be able to have the inspiration to do so. I'm going to do a masculine type of series. So if you're not subscribed yet and is interested in that, make sure that you subscribe and hit that bell button so that YouTube will notify you of when I will post my next video and my next series. So for this video, or for this layout, I am going to use the elements of butterfly. That is another thing that I kind of connect to female type of pages are butterflies. And I have 2 different Martha Stewart punches here. I have the big one with kind of the insides or parts of the insides of the butterfly cut out, and then one solid one, which is the smaller one. I wanted to use this up because it's a good way for me to use up the papers that I had pulled, like scraps of papers that's left over from that collection that I pulled, and then also just to to add some design, like subtle designs for my page. Now initially I had created a circle because I knew that I wanted to do a wreath for this particular element, but I know that if I were just to eyeball it, it would not be a perfect circle. Now the problem that I have, and as you can see I'm erasing it, is because the circles, or the pencil lines, just seemed a little too prominent for me, that once I started hearing those butterflies, it's going to be hard for me to erase that. So I just erased it, and it wasn't like, because the pencil lines was pretty dark, when I erase it, there's still a very, very subtle like marking of the pencil. So I can still see where the shape of the circle, and that would still help me to create the perfect wreath that I was looking for to go all around my page. So if you are kind of looking for ideas on how to use scraps, I think a wreath, which is kind of a trend that's starting to, or have kind of build up steam, because I'm seeing a lot of wreath themed type of layouts lately. But if you're looking for ideas to use your scraps, especially like smaller scraps, I think this is a really good type of design for you to scrap lift or try yourself. And it doesn't have to be butterflies. Like, I mean, you can use hearts, circles, even squares, whatever, hexagons, whatever shape you want. I think it lends itself with a variety of different kinds of shapes. But I'm going to go with butterflies just because I've already used hearts in a page. I've done circles. I just did a circle for video number 4, and I could use flowers as well, but I just think butterflies would be a good one too. And also it helps me to use up some tools that I don't normally use anymore. So I'm just going around the circle and just adding the big butterflies first. Initially in my mind, I thought that I could do like just a scattering of the 2 different sizes, for the circle. But I like is it the formality, or I like the way that the big circle, or the big butterflies, create the circle, define the circle shape that I'm going for this particular layout. And so I'm going to go with that. And I did notice that I needed more butterflies to fulfill or to complete my circle. So I'm just going through some of the pattern papers that I have. And then the only problem that I have with this punch, and I'm not sure if it's because I don't use it enough, but it's really hard to punch, like so hard to squeeze that punch. But it still works, and it it doesn't seem like it's hard for me to punch it, but it did. It was, I had to squeeze it really hard. And I am flapping some of the wings of that butterfly just so that it will not only fit, but it will have a little bit of dimension. Now, this is where I kind of deviate from my original plan of just scattering the smaller butterflies all around. Instead, I am actually putting that over the bigger butterflies for like a bigger impact. I don't know if you noticed this, but I wouldn't notice it until maybe a little later into the video, but I was missing a smaller butterfly for the black big butterfly, which is on kind of the top left of my wreath. You see that black one? Yeah, it didn't have any centers, and I didn't realize that until now. And then I'm going and trying to see if I have any extra butterflies, and I do not, that would coordinate with that. I did have one, but it's the same paper as the butterfly next to it, and I was trying to make sure that I scatter the different designs all around. Now, this is another fun part, was to do the centers of the butterflies. I feel like a butterfly is not complete if it didn't have like a rhinestone or like a something in the center of it. And I'm using up all of the rhinestones from this particular pack that's in my hand, plus some more from that mini jewel that's you see on the left. Now, maybe this is a little bit too over the top to put rhinestones on each one of them, but I just feel like, you know what, if I have the supplies in my stash, why not use it? If you do not like rhinestones, you could always use enamel dots, or also kind of more cost effective thing to use is either stickles or Nouveau drops as well. So I think I'm going to be done with all the rhinestones after this blue one, or maybe not. Just double checking, make sure I get everything, and then I did. So I'm going to throw away that one particular empty spot, and then I'm going to put away the other one. Now, I used this paper already to cut out butterflies, but I wanted to mat my photos with pattern paper just to give it a little bit of design, and also to make that stand out against the very colorful but busy butterfly wreath. Now, these photos are actually taken from December 2019, but it's me and my daughter, and we're just showing off the sweaters that we got for Christmas and her Christmas themed leggings. And so I thought that, this page does not need to be Christmas themed. It's just because it's just showing that, she's willing to take pictures with her old mama. And don't know when that's going to, be boring. So I'm going to take advantage of her being okay with taking pictures with me. And so I just thought that that could be a girl themed page, not necessarily a Christmas themed page. And so that's why I'm going with these particular products. Now, I wanted to do a double framing for this particular layout, and I wanted to use pattern paper again for the design. But I was just kind of auditioning which pattern paper will not clash with the existing frame that I already have with my two photos there. And I don't know if you noticed, but that watermelon paper, I specifically placed my photos wherein it won't show the negative space of the butterflies that's been cut from that paper. That's another way that you can save some papers, especially if you had cut out a shape out of it, is that you can use some you can place your photos to cover that shape up. So I'm just inking up the edges of these papers just to make that stand out against the background. And I will be centering my photos inside the wreath, so that will be the perfect space there. Now I have a leftover of this wood grain piece that I thought would be good to, again, just doing some layers, just adding some papers here and there to give it a little bit more design, but also to use up whatever is left over from this particular collection. Now, I'm just going to tell you, I did not use up all of the papers from this collection, and I wasn't planning to. So I just placed that back into my stash so that I can use that for the next time. But I really did love all of the layouts that I created for this particular series. But I'm curious to know, what was your favorite out of all of the pages that I created? Or was there like a specific design that you thought, that is a design that I'm going to do next for my girl theme page, or not even the girl theme page, but for whatever page that you are going to do next? Let me know in the description box below, because I'm kind of curious what you would take away from these particular videos that I create. So again, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, make sure to leave that in the description box below. Again, if you like these videos, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. And also, if you have a series that maybe I haven't covered yet, or maybe you're one of those people that, you know what, this particular series or topic would be really good with the style that she does, or maybe you want to make it harder for me and see what kind of, or how can Grace be able to take this topic or this idea and match it with her style. So I'd love to know that as well, and make sure to leave that in the comment section below if you have any ideas for me. So at the very end of this layout, I am going to just finish it off with adding my strips of journaling. Like I said, I'm just documenting how we were showing off our Christmas sweaters, and that she's still willing to take pictures with her old mama. And then I'm going to add my title. Now the title is always better together, and I found that in one of my pieces, like a cut apart piece that I had pulled for this particular series of scrapbooking, and I thought that that would be the perfect finishing piece, or sorry, the perfect title to create or to add for this particular layout. Now, one more thing that I wanted to note was it doesn't show much here in this on the video or in the camera, but on the kind of more on the right part of the green cardstock, there was some smudges of black. I don't know where that came from, but there's a little bit of smudges of black, and I am going to try to cover that up. Initially, I thought, well, maybe I can add those flowers that I cut out from that I was planning on using for a previous layout, but I ended up not doing it. This time around, I am going to add some lines. Oh, you know what? I think I know now where I got those smudges. I got those smudges when I was creating the lines for this, because I felt like it needed another line besides the line from the cardstock piece. So I'm going to add some pen lines, but while doing that, I had smudged it for some reason, and I had So like I was saying earlier, I created the smudges with the pen lines that I created, and that's over there on the right side of the page, and that really bothered me, especially with the lighter colored cardstock that's in the back. And so that's when I decided to maybe go through some stickers and figure out how I can cover that up. And I did find some circle stickers that fit perfectly on that spot, and I couldn't just leave one sticker there. Of course, I had to do it in 3 different places just to make it seem like it's not there just to cover up a mistake. So I will be finishing up this layout with a few more stickers here and there, and then stamping my journaling, or sorry, my date, and then call it a day. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for following along with this all girl series, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.